Today, I want to share a story with you. It's a really simple one, but it gets to the heart of something I think we all struggle with: the trap of comparison. It's all about trusting your own timeline, and honestly, it might just change the way you look at your own journey. You know that feeling, right? You're scrolling through your phone, or you hear about a friend's success, and that little voice in the back of your head just whispers, "Why not me?" It's that sinking feeling that you're somehow falling behind, and it's right at the center of the story we're going to get into. There's a reason this quote is so famous. It's because it's absolutely true. The second we start measuring our progress against someone else's highlight reel, we lose sight of our own happiness. It just steals the joy right out from under us. So, yeah, let's call it what it is: the comparison trap. We live in this world that's always pushing us to go faster, to compete, to keep up. And it's so easy to forget that we all have our own unique path. We get caught up in this big race that really we were never meant to run. And to really see how this trap works, let's zoom in on one person. Let's talk about a man named Armand. By every measure, he was a good guy. Kind, worked hard, honest. But deep down, Armand was miserable. And it was all because he just couldn't stop comparing his life to everyone else's. For Armand, it was everywhere he looked. He'd see his childhood friends shop, and it was always bustling. Then his neighbor would ride by on a shiny new motorcycle. Or he'd hear about an old classmate who landed a secure government job. And every single one of these things felt like a personal failure, like more proof that he was being left behind. And all of this comparing, well, it came at a huge cost. The more Armin looked at what everyone else had, the more his own life started to feel dull and gray. His dreams, they started to shrink. And that little spark inside him, that belief in himself, it was starting to go out. But this is where the story takes a turn. Let's call this part the secret of the bamboo. One day, just completely exhausted by his own thoughts, Armand wanders into a forest, just looking for some kind of answer. And that's where he stumbles upon a wise old man who's about to share a lesson that changes everything. And this is where Armand just lets it all out. He tells the old man, "I work so hard, but it doesn't matter. I'm always behind. It feels like everyone else has more." It's a feeling of pure frustration, and I bet a lot of us have felt that exact same way. Now, the old man doesn't just give him some generic advice. Instead, he points to two things: a big, fruit-filled mango tree and a skinny little bamboo plant. And he asks Armin a very simple question: which one do you think is better? Now, at first glance, the answer seems obvious, right? You've got the mango tree. It's big, it's strong, it gives you fruit. That's visible success. But then you have the bamboo. For the first 5 years, it looks like nothing is happening. But underground, it's building this massive, strong root system. And then when it's ready, it just shoots up, growing taller than almost anything else in the forest. Two totally different paths to growth. And that's the big aha moment. The old man tells him, every life has its own timing. The mango and the bamboo have different purposes, different ways of growing. So comparing them, it makes zero sense. They were never supposed to be the same. And neither are we. So this brings us to the final chapter, Armand finding his own timeline. He walks home with this completely new way of seeing things. He realized he wasn't failing. He was just trying to be a mango tree, when all along, he was meant to be bamboo. So what did he actually do? It was simple, really. He just stopped. He stopped looking over his shoulder at what everyone else was doing, and he started building his own life, focusing on his own shop, just one day at a time. And in that focus, he found this quiet confidence, a sense of peace he'd been missing for years. And this is maybe the most important part of the whole story. Armand didn't suddenly become the richest guy in town. That wasn't the prize. He became something way more valuable. He became content. He found happiness not by winning someone else's race, but by simply walking his own path. I just love this final metaphor from the story. It says, comparing your life to someone else's is like comparing the sun and the moon. They don't compete with each other, right? They both shine. They just do it at different times. It all comes down to this powerful idea. Never, ever compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. We have to honor where we are in our own story without judging it against a single snapshot from somebody else's. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Instead of looking around at how tall everyone else's trees are you focused on your own foundation? Are you patiently and consistently watering your own roots, trusting that in your own time, you'll grow just as tall as you were meant to?